Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in every time. Sorry for being a few moments late, people. Actually, legitimate concerns is because I've been doing content for you lot. That's why I'm late. So are you really late? On that topic, you know, happy Premier League, you know, Premier League day, Brentford versus Arsenal later. We will get involved or speak about that. But as I said, I hope you're doing well and safe. The Premier League is back, you know. Whatever happens with Arsenal, whatever happens with your clubs, I'm just appreciative that we'll get to join the journey and go along the journey, better yet, together. Obviously, good morning to those of you in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, depending on where else you guys are. I hope everybody's in good spirits. Hope everyone's got good health. With it being Friday, not only do I hope everyone's having a good Friday, I hope everyone's had a week to remember where they've moved closer to their goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, young and old. In relation to the people that are slightly younger than myself and the younger viewers and that, I know it's results day and them things there. I know A levels have come out. I know there's probably GCSEs today and things like that. You know, wishing everybody the best in that regards. You know, if you get the dreams you want, do your thing. I mean, the grades you want, keep pushing your dreams. If you didn't get the grades you want, then it doesn't define you. You just go again. Somebody said, how many streams? Too many streams. I'm pretty sure the Curtis Shaw one is live now. Obviously, we did that on Twitch. Subscribe to me on Twitch, Deluded Gooner, if you want to be up to date with that. I've got one to come out with Mo, one to come out by myself. We're here, and I know you see the emerging news in relation to Martin Odegaard and what's happening in that regards, people. So yeah, we'll crack on with all of that. In fact, I should really change the title. Joe Willock, you should be in the middle, really. So yeah, we've got a lot to speak about, and I actually haven't done a Brentford versus Arsenal preview. That's actually what I was coming here to do, and exactly like I said, we've got a lot of things to do. I see someone talk about, is there a watch along today? I mean, is grass green? Is the sky blue? Of course there is, man. Check out the pinned message for information in relation to that. And on that topic as well, in fact, here you go as well. I've dropped the link in there. We're going to get into the Odegaard business and all of those things shortly. I can't lie, I'm not exactly prepared and set up 100%. So I need to actually... That's DG Thoughts. Let me make a mental note. DG Thoughts. Someone asked me to speak on anxiety, so kind of want to speak on that, but it's nothing to do with this. So let me actually, yeah, with that. Odegaard business. So yeah, man, I'm sure we've got a lot to speak about. Joe Willock, Odegaard. There's talk of Aubameyang being sold. I don't believe it. Our was still in the background. Obviously, we've got the Premier League, and again, like I said, I'm going to be live from 7:30 on YouTube. So make sure you're all here and things like that. So yeah, a man said, which one is live? Well, Renee, obviously, if I'm speaking to you, it's live. Everything live, man. Everything is live. Everything's good. Everything's live, man. Everything is A1 content. So just take it in. There's something for everyone. Are you Arteta out? I'm Arsenal in, man. So yeah, listen, we'll speak about that, but Arteta's not the relevance here. One dislike already, haters gonna hate. I tell you, it's the baby mothers, man, because they know with the Premier League starting, it's the baby fathers. You know, with the regards to the baby mothers, we know they feel the guy, and with the Premier League coming back, we know there's an excuse to watch me as we speak about Arsenal here, there, and everywhere. It's the baby dads, man. But one love to them, man. If you stopped being a hater and started applying yourself, maybe you'd be like the guy. Maybe you'd be attractive. Maybe a girl wouldn't be dreaming of me when you lot are doing the birds and the bees and them things. You know, probably your son wants to be me, man. You know, you're probably older than me and you want to be me. You guys are my sons, man. You know, the haters, you're my sons, man. You know, if you need if you just want some support, if you feel neglect, just holler at your dad, man. Just shout me. We'll go and get ice cream and I'll teach you how to kick a ball and ride a bike and all of these things that I've neglected you for. I am sorry, especially if I've neglected you and you've gone on to become a footballer. Shout me, come, man. I need some peas and that. But moving away from all of that, people, I hope everyone's safe and stuff like that. Very happy father today. My oldest, who also watches your podcast. Big up your son. I'm assuming it's son or daughter. Big up yourself, Jason. Got 3 A stars, so he'll be off to uni next month to do sports management, super agent of the future. You know, Can you hear me? I think I cut out there. But as I was saying, you know, big up your son or your daughter. Again, you haven't specified, then I don't want to get anything wrong. Shout out to them. First and foremost, I appreciate your support and their support of my content. First things first, more importantly than that, we're about achieving goals, innit? And, you know, the world's his oyster, so he can go to uni. Well, you said he. That's how you know I'm still sleeping. Yeah, he can go to uni and accomplish his goals, man. He's got the grades, the world's his oyster. In the meantime, he can enjoy his time off. So, yeah, big up your son. Big up everyone that got the grades they want, man. You apply yourself. That's what you get, really and truly. And you should be a very happy father, Carl. Rightly so, they've made you proud. So, yeah, big up Daniel and them things there, man. And, yeah, on behalf of everyone else, also saying the same, shout out your son as well, man. And everyone else who's got the grades. If you worked hard and you didn't get any grades that you wanted, then that's what happens in life. Sometimes you apply yourself, you don't get the results you want. We just have to move on. If you didn't get any grades or didn't accomplish any goals that you wanted, and you know in your heart you didn't apply yourself, then learn your lesson in it and go again. And obviously, for those of you who did get A1 grades, don't get complacent, you know, don't get complacent and think, you know, just because of what might have worked here at A levels is going to work in uni, or what worked in GCSEs is going to fly with A levels. Keep the same hunger. You know, it's like a football match, or it's like a football manager who wins a trophy. Once you win the Champions League, it's fantastic, but it's almost irrelevant if you get it, you know, because you're going to want to win it again. You can't keep waffling about it. You can't rely on your past successes. Look at Tuchel. He's won the Champions League. If he moves iffy with Chelsea, he's gone. Reality is, rightly or wrongly. So yeah, man, big up everybody, you know, young and old. And obviously there's a focus on exams and GCSEs and all of these sort of things. So yeah, one love to Daniel and everyone else. A man said, this is how you know DG is man them casually late and it's calm. Bro, I try my best, man, but sometimes we're late. What are you gonna do about it? What can we do, man? It is what it is. What position was you playing, DG, when you scored that goal? Left back, because you cut in and whipped it through the glass top bins. Yeah, I was playing left back, or I wouldn't say I was playing left back very well, because should I have even been in that role, man? Is what it is in that regards, man. Where else have we got? Man said, fam, turn on the fan and get the charge. Everything's there today. Everything's cushy. That's the one thing I've actually done. Everything's actually cushy today. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. You're setting your reminders for the watch along and whatnot, people. Obviously, you know, it's going to be a roller coaster of a season. It's a roller coaster of a season. It's a roller coaster of a season. It's going to be a roller coaster of a transfer market. CS, with respect, it seems like a you problem. I don't hear anyone else complaining. I mean, the mic's where it already is. So I think that's something you've got to look at, or just hold it up, my guy. Apologies for that. There's nothing I can do in that regard. Morning, DG. Man are saying this is the end of Bell. Bro, AFC Bell's still out here, man. We'll have to see what's going on, man. You know, Odegaard, Aouar, I'm still hoping Odegaard and Aouar things that are done. If we make progress with Aouar, can we now with Odegaard, can we make progress with Aouar? Maddison was always a dream, you know, heavy fee, heavy upfront payments. You've got to move aggressive. Obviously, Leicester are not going to want to sell him on the best of days, so you need to make it worth their while. So it probably was somewhat a quote-unquote fantasy to expect, you know, Odegaard to arrive to Maddison to arrive to the club. There's fantasy expecting James Maddison is what I'll call the first timestamp. So it is what it is. Let me take you some more questions before we begin cracking on, man. I realized I was late. I'm letting you lot filter in and things. Are we ready for tonight? We've got to be, man. See it, sound is good, audio's fine. So yeah, man, plug it in. I'm not a tech man, but plug it in and plug it out. I wouldn't say AFC Bell's a fraud, because, you know, as a journalist or these sort of guys, you're never going to get 100% right. When the world was saying Thomas Partey is not signing for the club, he said he is signing for the club. So, you know, you rough with the smooth, and things can change a lot in the market. That's why I would hate to be these in the nose, because, you know, what you've actually said and what people say. If we say Arsenal are interested in Maddison, but it depends on sales and all of these things, certain people are going to be out there and say, you said we're signing Maddison, why ain't we got him, and carrying on and all of them sort of things there. You know, it doesn't make much sense. It's crazy though, man. I need to send myself some more links in relation to Odegaard. There's a lot of things emerging. Obviously, yesterday we heard he hasn't been given a shirt number. We heard he wasn't registered in the squad. Clearly, Carlo Ancelotti's not rating man as much as he potentially could or couldn't be. So yeah, there's a couple more links that I have to send to myself, people, before we really get into this. As you lot know, it's emerging. Apparently, he wants to play week in, week out, and the rest of it. So yeah, big up everyone. I need to just pattern off everything. Let me get everything cushy for you lot so that we can look at the articles and them things. Hit the like button. 100 likes is the target. There's 100 people in here. I know there is one of you that's lazy. I big up the rest of you who've done your job. So that's one Odegaard article that we need. What's this one? Hopefully they're not the same. Well, they might be the same. That's what it is. So why say it's an article and it's not there? This is a couple of days ago. This is terrible. The structure of this article. Soccer. Sorry, folks. This is it. Okay, so nothing's come up on that one. Sorry, folks. Just trying to get everything sorted for you guys. Let's copy and paste that. Okay, that's quite jarring because I thought that would have been nice for you lot to read, but fair play. Cool. We have to work with what we got. Click off that. Click off that. Just put that down. Put that down. Google Translate. Apologies, folks. You know, it's life. It's real life that we're living in. It. If you want me to do this to a certain standard, it's got to be there. But yeah, get your opinions in relation to Odegaard, our general Arsenal opinions. Like I said, we're speaking about our. I keep saying our Odegaard. Apologies. Joe Willock, you can offer your hour opinions. Obviously, we're playing Brentford. Let's carry on with this sort of thing, man. Just before I carry on, I just feel very guilty to leave certain questions. You will hear my Hamza. I will probably indirectly say my opinions on Odegaard, so let's hold on about that. Who's the guy between Aouar and Maddison? Maddison would gas me more because of the statement of intent it would give. You know, if Arsenal go out there and potentially overpay for Maddison, rightly or wrongly, it's more gases. It's more, it's not quite bringing Kane in or Grealish or any of them sort of figures there, but it's, it would be a gases. It's, Odegaard's more or less modest fee. Fair play, he's been at the club already. There's elements of that. It feels like the player's always been here. Certain fans feel Odegaard's underwhelmed, and I hear that. He's been given a lot of hype, and since the age of 16, I feel a lot of that, man. I feel a lot of that. But at the same time, I feel as much as I feel there is legit question marks over Odegaard. Like, I think he has got the mentality. I don't know. I don't know how good it is, because I just feel from what I saw from him on loan, he looks like an Arsenal player in a good or bad sense. When things are going right, I see a quality player. When things are going wrong, I see a quality player who's probably a bit quote unquote soft. That being said, I look at Leicester, I look at the Euros, Europa League. There has been incidences of where he's led by example. I do have to discount the fact that, he's in a team that really and truly Arteta has performing to the ability where we're ninth for goals. All of these players need to take accountability. Apologies, something's in my eye. Maybe you see how I talk bad on Arteta and someone try to blind me. Jeez. Normally when I say Edu, the internet cuts out. I said Arteta and something just try to blind me. Even with one eye, I'll be sexy, man. I know the baby daddies out there are trying to scheme on, man. Maybe I should stop chatting on them. But before that thing ran in my eye, as I was saying, I think you have to allow. I think there's certain luxuries I give Odegaard. I do feel a sense of underwhelmment from what I saw from Odegaard, but at the same time, I recognize Arsenal's a massive myth. We're a mess. We're a myth of a club right now. It's a mess. The midfield is a mess. Until you sort out Partey and Alex, you're not listening. Sorry, Alex, you're not listening, because I said I just said that Leicester and West Ham. There's examples of it, and the Europa League. So please listen. But as I was saying, people, there's certain excuses or luxuries I give Odegaard. I get it. There is a feeling of underwhelmment in my opinion with Odegaard and how he doesn't take the game by the scruff of its neck. But I do feel our midfield's a mess. We haven't sorted out who can play in place of Thomas Partey, who can play with Partey. I feel personally, regardless of if you sign a 10, they're going to be crippled by the ability of the men behind them, because what do you see? These 10s typically drop deeper and deeper. So there's inconsistencies in what we're doing from a tactical front with Arteta from as a whole, and also in the middle of the park. We finished 9th for goals, so we're underperforming in an attacking sense, and either Arteta is or isn't doing something on a coaching perspective. How can I expect a creative man to really thrive if clearly, based on the evidence we're seeing, there's no real emphasis on creativity? Now, granted, this season coming, Arteta might pattern things up. But I get the point. And obviously, he joined mid-season. He had to adapt. There's still a lot of question marks. I get it. You know, if we're forking out 35 to 50 million euros on someone that got 2 goals, 2 assists, I understand it if you take a dim view and you're not really with it. Me though, I can't lie. I do think Arsenal fans are quite harsh with Odegaard. It's like, man, I'm moving like he's some any Joe Blogs. The man's a baller. You know, the man's a baller. Obviously, he's had 6 months in the Premier League. You know, he knows the club. For me, Arteta, if you're getting the man that you want back and this was your #1 target, hopefully we set it off, you know, and he's able to thrive and things like that. I'm taking him, especially if that 35 to 40 million or 50 million euros enables us to get to do other things, people. And I don't think Arsenal fans can afford to turn their nose up at Odegaard. Have you seen it? Do you really want Lacazette in the 10 with respect to Lacazette? Do you want Willian in the 10? Something happens to Smith-Rowe, God forbid. And for me, that's the happiest thing because Odegaard kind of helps Smith-Rowe. They can be used ahead of each other, in place of each other. You know, Odegaard's got a lot of adaptability. I don't think he can change it alone. I do think it doesn't matter if we sign Odegaard. I need to see from a coaching perspective, Arteta can coach in an attacking sense, really and truly. But I think it's a good signing, man. I like Odegaard. I think he's a baller. I think, you know, with a full season, you'll see a better him. Obviously, Odegaard's one of these players that I feel it's a bit of a negative for me personally, but it's a positive. It seems like he's a bit insecure. He always needs reassurance. He always needs an arm over him. And I think Arteta will do that. Arteta does that for Xhaka, who doesn't really need that. So he'll do it for Odegaard and maybe the ability of importance. What I like by him is that he's clearly, you know, kind of accepted that at least for now, maybe in the future, this Real Madrid dream is over. I need to stand up and be counted and play on a regular basis and be a leader. And I look at you, you should be a leader of my team. You know, I need to, you know, I'm looking at Odegaard, Saka, Smith-Rowe. I know they're young. Tierney, these are the guys, and I just think Odegaard makes sense. You know, he's been here before. Arteta allegedly wanted him as his first choice target, so that means you should make him able to perform better. I don't think he's as bad as some of his critics at Arsenal make out. There's adaptability there. He's obviously a very cultured individual. Obviously, the only problem is we've left it kind of late. I don't know what physical condition he'll be in to hit the ground running, bearing in mind we're a mess of a team anyways, and then you add into it the fixtures we have. So I don't really know. And, you know, there's a sense of expectation. There's no substitute for not playing. And for me, crucially, as much as I would like James Maddison and things like that, you know, that one there is too aggressive. And I don't know if Arsenal are going to make that one happen because, you know, Real Madrid are kind of broke. Real Madrid are not in a healthier situation compared to Leicester. Leicester don't need to sell. Real Madrid need to sell. You know, they clearly didn't want to commit to giving Ramos a suitable contract or length. You know, Varane, they needed to sell, or they didn't want to run down their deal, you know, and there's plenty of other things, and you're seeing other clubs like that. So if we can exploit this situation, get a player in who has scope to grow and develop, I'm all for that. You know, what I do want, and it's actually above him, know how you're going to use him, because it's not as easy as just sticking Odegaard in that 10 position and expecting him to work his magic. I don't see enough from Arteta in a coaching perspective, and I feel whether you bring in an Aouar who could be a partner for Partey, Odegaard as well, a new striker, all of these things are not really going to improve until we see a real emphasis from the gaffer people. And obviously Odegaard, he has resale value. You know, he's only 23. So again, if he gets back to his potential and stuff, Real Madrid might come back in for him. Arsenal might, you know, make a profit there. And on the topic of growth, obviously he ties into what we have with a couple of these young players with scope to grow, develop year in, year out. And, you know, they're at the start of this cycle. I've said it before. Personally, I think Odegaard was our first choice target at the start of the season, at the start of pre-season. You heard he was staying. That's where you mainly saw, you know, the MADDISON rumors and all the other. We've been down a long road with lists. Clearly, there's been something now. Carlo might not be convinced about him. He might not find him a place for him tactically. He's not going to play in the middle of the park under Carlo. He's probably not going to get in the creative role under Carlo. So he's going to struggle. So they might as well sell him. Also, there's that contract business as well. You know, he's got 2 years left. And I would have been more peed off if Arsenal were to, and I still would, because it's not confirmed, if they bring him in on loan, because at least make him our player. Stop trading other players. Obviously, you can utilize the loan market like West Ham did for Lingard, but stop developing other players for other teams. At least with Odegaard, he's now our guy. And if Arteta wants him, then I just think that's good for Arteta, because there's less excuses. You've got the man you've wanted. Now go and make him work his magic. Where you wanted Willian, as poor as Willian is, why did Willian fall off? You know, why didn't it happen like that? And think there's many different examples of such if we go around the whole team. But that's my opinions. If we look around at a couple 1-2 bits and bobs that are floating around online, folks, let me get it up for you. Where's the first tab? Because there's quite a few. Should we start from, we might as well start from back to front, really, just because I think it would make slightly more sense. Martin Odegaard, as you lot know, yesterday, in fact, I say back to front, as you lot know, that's Aubameyang business. Arsenal target, this was in the early hours of the morning, and now you're seeing rumours of, we're trying to get him. Now, for what it's worth, I haven't seen an official bid has been placed for Aouar. Make sure you're hitting the like button and all of these sort of things. But it says Arsenal target Martin Odegaard not registered by Real Madrid or given a shirt number. So if that's happening, that means something is going to happen over your future. They either don't count on you, you're going out on loan, or a late decision has been made. So as you lot saw here, Real Madrid have given the clearest indication that that Arsenal target Martin Odegaard is surplus to requirements after he was not registered with La Liga for the first game of the season. He's not alone in that, but obviously we've seen a lot of game playing from Real Madrid. 1 minute, Carlo, he's not being sold, it's this, that, and the third. They see him as someone that has scope to grow and all of these sort of things. So there was a bit of gamesmanship. Clearly, you put money on the table for Real Madrid with what's going on in La Liga. They will take the money. There's probably been a never better time to buy players from Real Madrid, like you've kind of seen with Real Madrid selling Varane and potentially us getting Odegaard, and the fact that Ramos was allowed to leave. But as you lot know, he also found himself on the fringes of things in pre-season as well, so it was never going to happen. And he's 22 years of age. In relation to the Alvarez game on Saturday evening, he hasn't been registered, so he cannot play. He has not been given a shirt number, people. And when you look at a couple of other players who have returned on loan, Bale's been given a shirt, Jukilovic is given a shirt, and there's a chance he could go on loan. Dani Ceballos is injured, and there was talk he would be used, but he's someone that could leave. Vallejo, apparently they were going to keep him with what's happened with Varane and Ramos, but he ain't really hit potential. So, yeah, these are guys that could be sold. Ceballos, Vallejo and Odegaard, if you're around them two, or you're any one of those threes and you're mentioned next to the other names, you're in last chance saloon. Now, we know with Bale, with his contract, he's probably just going to run that down. Luka Jovic, 1 minute he's on loan, he's not. But as you look, no, that's just going to add to speculation. He's leaving Real Madrid, people. Some reports in Spain claim the midfielder will eventually be registered, with Varane having been listed as part of the squad despite his looming move to Man United. And again, it's going to drag on. It's not going to happen overnight. A bid still hasn't been made. A bid still hasn't been agreed. As you lot see with all the terminology, Arsenal have simply just been receptive. They've just wanted to hear what's going on with Odegaard, which is a dangerous game. We need Odegaard to do his bit, which he probably is doing now and saying, I want to leave. But, it could have flipped on its head, is that he's our first choice. Real Madrid actually want to use him. Where would we be? And there's a lot of to and from him. First, we heard Maddison's the first choice. Then it's an Odegaard thing. Clearly, it's an Odegaard thing first time. So that's that in relation to what came out initially. Hit the like button, people. There's close to 300 of you locked in. Watch along 7:30 UK time. Brentford versus Arsenal. Brentford versus Arsenal. Like I said, please make sure you check out the pinned message and all of these sort of things. And I like Odegaard. Obviously, he can play as an 8.5 and 8. He can play as a 10. I still think the one thing I would have with Odegaard is he's 22. There's a lot of development for him to be done. And I think that ties into what we have with him, Saka, Smith-Rowe, Tavares now, Lokonga. I need to see Mikel Arteta able to get that out of him, but that's only what Arteta can answer. This was the first journalist I saw speak about it, Sergio Santos. Obviously, I can't speak Spanish, but the thing from Odegaard to Arsenal, hot. I think it will be closed in the next few hours/days. Real Madrid wants to stay, and the Norwegian is increasingly convinced to leave because he sees that Carlo Ancelotti does not have him. So count on him for the season, folks, really. As it said here, I think Odegaard to Arsenal will be closed in the next few hours/weeks. So let's close that. Like I said, we've still got a long way to go. But shout out Chris Wheatley. Apparently, certain people have been consistent that Martin Odegaard is still an option for Arsenal if they fail to get Maddison this summer. Some have said he's our first choice target. Arsenal have roughly 40 million to spend on a number 10 before player sales. So that makes Odegaard more financially viable, as it says here. He's cheaper than Maddison. The upfront payments will probably be kinder to us. If that gives us more money to get Aouar as well, because I don't think one's enough. I think you need a partner for Partey, in which Odegaard could be. Initially, he's going to be the 10. And that's another thing. With Odegaard signing, you have two options, Arteta. You either, use him as the 10, as an 8. You've played him off the flanks, which you probably do. For me, you need to get a part. If you're going to play him in the 10, you need a partner for Partey, or you need that pivot in midfield to be spot on. And also, Odegaard is what I would describe as not to the level of Mesut Ozil, but he's a sort of poetry in motion 10. He's an organic 10. He's one of those dying art guys. Them 10s aren't really about. And I think when you sign them for a team, as I've said previously, like Arsenal failed to do with Ozil, you've got to double down on them. You've got to give them the movement from the runners and make sure everything's spot on offensively. Make sure everything's spot on defensively. You can't be half in, half out. And I think if we look at Mesut Ozil, we kind of learned that lesson. He's not Ozil standard, but if we're not going to do that, there's an issue. And I think, you know, technically he gives you an option. His pressing stats are good. His leadership is all right. I don't think it's a bad signing. I understand why fans might be underwhelmed because you've seen him in an Arsenal shirt, but I really can't understand some of the language surrounding Odegaard. You would think we're signing El Nene. With respect to El Nene, he didn't deserve a stray there, really and truly. So if we have got £40 million to spend, clearly that could be thrown towards Odegaard more so than other people. Odegaard's contract, Real Madrid situation, Odegaard's willingness to leave is an issue. So there you have it. I mean, is an issue for Real Madrid and kind of helps us. Fabrizio Romano said Arsenal are prepared to make a bid to sign Martin Odegaard on a permanent deal. He's always been Edu and Arteta's priority as number 10. Once Real Madrid gives the green light, Arsenal will submit the proposal. Our were also on the list. Maddison's never been close. So Maddison's been nothing other than a fantasy, if we're completely honest. So yeah, and you know, Odegaard's only going to get better, but I need to see the manager is able to do such, people. This was the article I wasn't able to click on, people, but apparently at Arsenal, as we have always said in this medium and the repeated, Fabrizio Romano has said, Arsenal's #1 priority was always to sign the Norwegian footballer. Arsenal will make a formal offer in the next few hours and everything will move quickly. At Arsenal, he realized that he achieved happiness, which in turn made him perform much better on the pitch. Again, like I said, he's someone that needs an arm around him. When Arteta is telling you you're good, he's telling you he wants you to stay, he's playing you and things like that. Of course, it's going to make you feel better. Then the levels are different because Real Madrid are not the Real Madrid, probably the worst Real Madrid side I've seen in my lifetime. They haven't got time for Martin Odegaard, and he might show he's a player, but they haven't got time for this soft shenanigans. If a manager don't count and you're not going to play, rightly or wrongly. So yeah, happiness is always going to make you play better. He wants the feelingness of importance. What I'm happy if this is a permanent one, it gets away from that Real Madrid drama. You know, the moves will happen to Real. I'm sure you want to play for Real Madrid, even if you sign permanently for us. Real Madrid, Barca, these teams will come for you again. You're only 22 if you match up to your potential, man, saying you had at 16, and that's only going to happen by controlling games. And for me, obviously, goals and assists, 2 areas he doesn't really have. He needs to be able to do that. For me, one thing I will give, I know we need goals in midfield. I know we need all the assists and all of these things. But for me, one thing I'll always give a 10 or an 8 if they're not able to get goals and assists, if they're able to influence the game. Like Santi didn't have a poor record, but I'm sure when he moved to the deep line playmaker role, he weren't a goals and assist man, but he had a real influence on the game. He wanted the ball. He wanted to make the difference. I haven't always got that with Odegaard. I've seen it here and there, but that's what I want to see. I want to see some real development. You've got a platform now. Show it. There's no feeling sorry for ourselves anymore because we can't carry no one. If you don't understand what Arsenal's job is, you know, yeah, I know you love Arteta, but reality is, it's not glitz and glamour. All the Real Madrid change rooms is not going to be the same as the Emirates. And the Emirates is great, but I can tell you that we finished 8th. It's an ugly season. So if man are not down to get ugly, people need to go elsewhere. So it is what it is. I've tried to click this article, people. I don't know what is going on. It's bringing me some madness. You know, I don't know what any of this is. Like I said, it didn't hyperlink me to anything. Let's click this. No, that didn't bang at all, did it? This is some shit website, man. So yeah, as you look can see, I tried the thing. That didn't bang. I don't know why it wasn't letting me click the article. Should we just go on their actual Twitter page and just read through what they're saying, people? Make sure you're hitting the like button as well, folks. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. And shameless plug, Brentford versus Arsenal. I mean, we've got 3 dislikes already and 8 likes. You lot help me out, man. They're on to me for some weird reason, whatever that is. Let's click off that. Is this the link we had? Yeah, this is the only Twitch page. Scrolling all the way back up. I'm pressing the refresh button just because it looks a bit better than that. Scrolling all the way down. Obviously, I can't speak Arabic. I don't have the luxury of that. Odegaard has decided to leave and has already informed the club Arsenal will make an offer. And to be fair with you, if this was going to happen, as I said, as we spoke about on previous thingies before, he's got to do his part for it. You know, haters are going to hate, you know. We've only got 95 likes on this stream. So, yeah, you lot are doing me dirty. What's going on there, folks, man? You lot are doing the guy dirty. I don't deserve that. But moving forward, yeah, he needs to do his part. And if he does his part, clearly he does his part. The wages aren't a problem. You know, there's resale value, and the transfer fee is something that's in Arsenal's ballpark. So I can't see us having any problems or complaints over such people. I'm trying to scroll down more Martin Odegaard stuff. You can see I'm just trying to click anything. Apparently, whatever this is, they can confirm what SER has already advanced. Odegaard's dream was to succeed at Real Madrid, but he is thinking of returning to Arsenal. Neither the player's environment nor the club rule out his departure. So, yeah, he's taken... Like with Joe Willock, I'm sure Joe Willock wanted to bang at Arsenal, but it's a bit of a different one. You've got to make the best decision for yourself, and you've been there since 16. You've been at Vitesse and Sociedad on loan. Carlo said he was going to use you. You know, things could have changed. You might have, preseason could have started off like this. You could have been a regular. You know, you're not Luka Modric, but when Luka Modric arrived at Real Madrid, yes, he was a far more advanced player and a more household standing, but he got voted as a flop. The minute he leaves Real Madrid, is he going to be spoken as a flop? So my point is things can change, but you can't rely on Carlo, because if you had another season where you're looking to go on loan in January, Odegaard, he could only blame himself. It's time to develop. It's time to grow up a bit, and it is time to leave Real Madrid. So I'm all for this. That's about Aubameyang, like you saw. So we probably will see a lot of to-in and from-in with this, people. Like if I refresh the page and see what else is happening with Odegaard, man said, Lingard, you're on some banter thing. Real Madrid and Arsenal set to complete €50 million deal for Martin Odegaard. He's ready to leave this club this summer permanently. Let me zoom in a bit because that can't be kind at all. Real Madrid and Arsenal are set to complete a €50 million deal for Martin Odegaard. Sources told Managing Madrid Odegaard felt like coach Carlo Ancelotti wasn't going to give him the minutes he felt he deserved, and ultimately decided to leave Real Madrid, who accepted Odegaard's decision. You know, I mean, you're not Cristiano Ronaldo. They need peas. It is what it is in that regards. And ultimately decided to leave Real Madrid, who accepted Odegaard's decision. Real Madrid would like to include a buyback option, and that particular clause is still being discussed and negotiated between the two clubs. Arsenal, don't let them lickle man you. For Real Madrid, they should be. They got no right for that. Do what they did to us when we got him on loan. We'll talk about it, you know. We'll speak about it come if you want to. That's silly. You know, Arsenal are very reluctant to include that option in such an expensive deal, and it won't be easy for Madrid to keep an option to buy the player back. Exactly. Leave that for Spurs with Reguilon and that. Our drip is different. We don't do that. You want to buy our player, if he becomes our player, you come in with some offer. I'm not with that buyback clause thing. You know, I would, if we, same way we didn't get a buy clause when he was here on loan, don't give it to them. You know, Arsenal was always the most likely destination for Odegaard. The player enjoyed his past loan in London and felt the trust of Mikel Arteta, who not only gave him the minutes, but also the role he wanted to play as an attacking midfielder behind the striker. The deal could be made official soon. Odegaard is a priority for Arsenal and their main target in the transfer window. Real Madrid will publish their squad list for Saturday's away match against Alvarez, and it's not clear if Odegaard will be included or not, given that the player has completed the last training sessions with the squad. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. 400 odd of you locked in. So it is what it is, man. He's chosen to leave Real Madrid. All the articles are saying the same. He has chosen to leave Real Madrid, with Arsenal transferring the next few days. As you lot can see, people, Odegaard has chosen to leave. They're all saying the exact same things, really. So yeah, hopefully this is done quickly, man. The 22-year-old looks set to complete a move to Arsenal. He's prioritized as a number 10. I hope this is irrelevant for going for Aouar, because you know Aouar could actually play with him in the 8 position and whatnot. So we'll have to see, people. But yeah, in relation to Martin Odegaard, there it is, people. And like you saw, he's not previously, a couple of days ago, we saw he's not happy at Madrid. So these rumblings did come through initially. But in relation to Odegaard, I'm going to take in your opinions. But for me, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see. You know, we'll get into Aubameyang. I see something about Aubameyang not in the squad for Spurs or something like that. For Brentford. Hope it's an injury or something. You know, good looking out, because again, fantasy league, he'll come out of my team. On that topic, please make sure you're taking in the fantasy league and things like that, people. Let me actually find a link, because I'm doing you lot dirty with all of that. Save that. Sorry, I know I should do a separate video about it, and I probably will. You know, big up to everyone who's still part of the fantasy league. Let me get a quick link for you lot. Where is it? So if you want to be part of the fantasy league, here's a link for you guys, people. We're going to get onto Aubameyang in a hot sec. Join the FPL league, like I said, in Brentford. Watch along. The links. Oh, gosh. That's WinZip. that's not needed to be open. But yeah, take that in. I'm gonna take in what you guys are saying in a second. I just want to, somebody mentioned Aubameyang. I want to see what's going on with Aubameyang. What? Oh, is there a reason? Apparently he's been ill this week. Let's see, man. But let's get into Aubameyang, man. It really is the start to a new season, isn't it? In true Arsenal fan fashion, you're seeing transfer rumours, unclear reasons why players aren't involved. Hopefully we don't bottle against Brentford. The season really is here. Happy Premier League Day, people. In relation to Aubameyang, let's just get into it very quickly, man. 30, let's say 34, because I don't even know when I really started it. But we heard that Aubameyang's allegedly transfer listed. We'll get into that shortly, people. But moving away from that, Aubameyang, he's in my fantasy league, and you've got until 6:30 UK time to change that up. So all of a sudden, he's coming out of that. Aubameyang set to miss Arsenal opener at Brentford, says Charles Watts. Shout out the ever-reliable Charles Watts, our skipper, our captain, who had a woeful last season. Hopefully, I still back him to turn it around. I think Aubameyang's back this year. If not, we'll review it. But for what it's worth, he's been absent from training for the past 2 days, and he's not expected to be involved when Mikel Arteta's side get underway on Friday night. So he probably has not travelled with the squad. Aubameyang featured in all 6 of Arsenal's pre-season games, but failed to score a single goal for the Gunners. In fact, let me ask 1 or 2 questions and get to the end of this as well. Sorry, folks. I know I need to ask someone about this. Let me find out officially why I can't bust you lot, but you get me. Sometimes man say little things in indirect ways, people. I can't, you can't shoot the messenger, but sometimes I give out little signals, people, and read between the lines. But anyways, as you look know, Aubameyang it's not that he's been woeful. I think he's working hard, he's doing the right things, but fundamentally, anytime you think of Aubameyang, you think of goals. Anytime you think of Aubameyang, he's not scoring, it's panic, and he's failed to really do anything in pre-season. Apparently in relation to his exit or not being involved against Brentford, which you hope he can be involved against Chelsea, because they're going to have their striker, Lukaku. He's probably going to get a debut goal. Might have to put Lukaku in my fantasy, but saying that, he might not play against Palace. The exact reason for Aubameyang's potential absence is unclear, although it is believed the forward has been ill this week. Aubameyang has not been involved in training in the build-up to the season opener. As you know, we play at 8 p.m. at their new stadium. He struggled to find his best form, sadly, last season and got 15 goals, 39. That's not even that bad as well. If that's Lacazette, man, I'm saying that's suitable, but that's the difference. Who could play in his absence? I would have started Bukayo Saka anyways, who probably isn't fully fit after obviously not starting preseason and having Euros and days off and whatnot. But it is what it is, For me, it's simple. Pepe, Saka, Lacazette through the middle. It's simple as that, really and truly. Nothing else we can do, really. You could throw a young Balogun in there. I personally think he would have started Aubameyang on the left. And I just feel right now, while Aubameyang's form is not where it typically is, and we don't know where we're doing, I think it's needed to be either Aubameyang or Lacazette. If you're going with Lacazette, you know what strengths he gives you. Aubameyang, you know what strengths he gives you. I think both imbalances the team, and I don't think we should be building around that, because neither player is is the future of this club. We should install a system so that these players can play and thrive right now, but we're able to do something else. So there's an illness. I'm not sure with the illness, but as you lot know, he's had malaria. He's had a lot of things to deal with. Hope it's not corona or anything life-threatening, and it's just, catching a cold or something. But Arsenal willing to listen to offers for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. This was actually what I wanted to speak about initially. I don't believe it. I'll be quite angry if we sell Aubameyang, because it's stupidity. I back the guy, and I think where I'm from, you defend people. When someone stands by you like Aubameyang did, we should defend him. Obviously, I'm not saying if he goes through the whole season like last year, not bagging, there's not issues and question marks. I'm just saying, listen, certain Arsenal fans back players that don't deserve it. Players, certain man, they say better than Vieira. Certain midfielders are better than Vieira, and all them things there. So, so I think we should stand by him. And obviously, it's stupidity from Arsenal, because you've just given him a deal. Now you decide you want to sell him. What about the year before he signed the new deal? It's very reactive. It's very much selling Martinez and needing a keeper. It's very much Maitland-Niles is leaving next year, then you're not selling him. It's very much the same logic that saw us potentially get 100 million for Aaron Ramsey and Alexis, let them go for free, when at a time they had Ramsey had a 30-40 million offer to leave respectively, and Alexis obviously had a 60 million offer from City. there was issues. So yeah, apparently we're not going to have him. They're open to sell him, and again, maybe with Aubameyang's form on top form, you might get a move, but he's aging. He's not really playing well. We're in a Corona environment where people are trying to manage wages. Who is going to take him? Even if you think you can get Aubameyang back in form, he's going to want a decent deal to what he's on at Arsenal. He's going to want a good signing on fee. He's going to want a good longevity of contract. He's going to want good weekly wages, and you still have to deal with a transfer fee. It's not making sense. Focus on players that actually need to leave this club and not my captain. Say what you want. I'm backing Aubameyang all the way. Saying that, bro, I can't see that. I think that said he's got 11 goals in 11 last games. I don't know what that said. Leave it out, man. I would like to see Martinelli get an opportunity. The Times have said Arsenal would now be willing to listen to offers for the player people. But again, you're not going to get no bread, bro. Man's on 300k a week or close to it. You're not getting that in. So rather than Arteta, work with him, see him get back to his form, get him. I think it's a confidence thing personally. Get his confidence back. For me, regardless of it's Aubameyang, Willian, Pepe, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard arriving to this team, there's a serious issue with creativity in this football team and scoring goals. A lot of it is down to personnel. I hear it. Sign a new striker, sign a creative man. I hear it. What Arsenal fan don't want that? We'll start playing better. But it's not as simple as that. Why have we signed centre-backs every year and we're no closer to defending better? Fuck off with that. We finished third clean sheet stuff because we're not a levels defensive side. If you ask yourselves, are you confident Arsenal defensively? You're lying to yourself. And in an attacking sense, my point being, we're underperforming. Players are underperforming and they've got to ask themselves home truths and questions. But at the same time, there's no smoke without fire. As poor as Willian has been, why have we seen an even poorer Willian? Why haven't we seen a consistent Pepe, because of Arteta? Why haven't we seen Aubameyang and Lacazette in form? As I said, everyone's got to take personal accountability. You can't blame a next person for someone's problems. I can't take paracetamol for your headache if your head's hurting you and vice versa. But there's no smoke without fire. There's either something we're not doing or something we're doing wrong in an attacking sense, whether that's too much information, not enough freedom within a framework. The players aren't giving confidence. There's something to be said there, because even Unai Emery, who's described as way more negative than Arteta ever could be, he never had some of these problems. Arteta has got to arrest that. And I think a next striker comes into this club, they're going to struggle because systemically, you can't really see what we're trying to do. There's not a clear emphasis on playing out from the back. Who are we trying to look for? You see our playing out from the back. It's all freestyling. People don't trust each other. It's a jumbled mess. So you could sign Lautaro Martinez, Aouar, Maddison, Odegaard, whoever you want as an 8 or 10 as a striker. And yeah, there'll be an uptake in performance. They'll play wavy, but there'll be a glass ceiling. They won't hit potential because of what we see from a sporting front. Obviously, when you look at, it's not the best example, but you look at Thomas Tuchel, you can say, all right, cool, you get a striker. You man are going to score more goals. You get some ball playing centre halves. You can see what you're trying to do. You don't really know what Arsenal's on. And for what it's worth, for me personally, I've got more faith in Arteta defensively than an attacking sense. Like when he's got his Ben White and things, I think you can pattern it because I've seen that. In an attacking sense, I don't understand it. And for someone that's played under Wenger, been through, Spanish international, been at Barca and them things there, worked with Pep Guardiola, seen them players on a day in, day out basis. I can't believe how anti-football we are. I thought initially we would have married that. I thought we would, I think Arteta, what he wants to do is not too dissimilar from Chelsea. The counter-attack that Chelsea deploy while still being on the front foot in games. I think Arteta tried to do that initially. And then between winning that FA Cup and the fallout or whatever happened, I think too many things changed in pre-season last year. And now we're just playing with a handbrake. And I'm not sure if Arteta's the man to fix up this thing, but that's how I feel. To sell Aubameyang would be crazy. Out of Brentford a game. I just think it would be great. I'm standing by him, man. If he doesn't score, he doesn't score in it. But why can't I defend someone? I'm just allowed an opinion. I just want my striker to get back. I'm backing Aubameyang all the way, personally. So, yeah, that's just me, man. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, folks. It is what it is. But in relation to Aubameyang, I back him, man. I've been airing you. What are you lot saying? Please make sure you're checking out the pin message. You're hitting the like button and you're doing the rest of it work. There's 502 of you locked in. We're at 179 likes. Unfortunately, if you have not hit the like button, Odegaard is not getting over the line. Arsenal are not making any significant changes. Unexpected high bills are due. For those of you that are getting grades and stuff, you're going to fail your grades. I'm sorry I have to do it, because you lot are doing me dirty, people. Hit the fucking like button, mate. What are you lot saying, though, man? Let's carry on. Someone said Odegaard was once labelled the next Messi. That's BS. Never was. He was labelled as someone with potential, but let's be sensible. No one said that. So if Odegaard comes back, no Maddison, I don't think we're getting Maddison anyways, man. Appreciate you, Damien. So it looks like Odegaard's coming. Allegedly, we need to get Talisha for 10 mil if you can't afford Odegaard now. Well, two very different midfield types, but I feel you. 50 mil a daylight robbery, we will regret it. That's deep, man. Better be no buyback. There should be no buyback, man. Should be. Trust me, acting like we're Malaga or something. Dead. Odegaard and Alwa would make a lot of sense. Gilmandi Banks, too much sense for Arsenal is what I would say, though. This dude is really worth 35, 50, 40 max. I'd be prepared to go. I'd say 35 to 50 million euros. I'm with you. I'd be trying to do it for the 35, 40 without a doubt. And I'll concede with the fact that it's 50, you know, 50 million euros. That's what 40 and some change. If Odegaard really is as good as we do our thing, as he does his thing, and as we believe, you know, we should be able to make that back quite easy. Big up, DG. Swear every time I take a break from work, you're streaming crazy. K, I appreciate that, man. Unpopular opinion, but I'd rather keep Willock than buy Odegaard. Yeah, very unpopular. Everyone's allowed their opinions, but tired, man. Fantasy League page not found. What's going on? Let me actually just copy and paste the code then. That's a shake. Let me copy and paste the code for you guys, man. DG Nation League. Share the code for you guys. That's the code. And what else is there? Copy, email, text. Yeah, I've sent another one in. You know, you lot pattern that one. Let me know how you lot get on with that. Hopefully there's no issues with that. Odegaard is class. Listen, for me, I'm a weird one because I'm happy with Odegaard signing. I don't understand people that are against it, and that I know maybe because you've seen him at the Emirates, it don't really feel like a new signing. Certain man can think he's overrated. You're all allowed opinions, but for me, I think the jury's still out, but I'm happy with it. And the jury is out for me with Arteta because can you get the best out of him systemically? I don't think any attacking player right now is going to thrive under Arteta unless he addresses what we saw last season. 9 for goals. We don't create. If you don't create, you don't shoot and you don't score. Bro, how are you winning a game of football? You can defend as much as you want. You can think about the opposition as much as you want. At some point, you need to be on the front foot. And again, that's why we look a bit more convincing in the occasional top 6 clashes than we do the other games in the season. And that's why we sit here and we're a bit bewildered in the outcomes. We do okay against Chelsea United, but when we're playing Palace, Villa, Wolves, we're dropping dumb points. That's because I believe Arteta is proactively reactive. If we're playing Chelsea, he knows Thomas Tuchel likes to do this. This player likes to do that. You know, we need to do this. And sometimes, like against Chelsea, we've got the rub of the green. Players have missed penalties. Players have switched off defensively. And like at United, we've exploited that. That's why you don't see when we're playing Palace at home, we're not on the front foot. And Arteta needs to arrest that. And I feel when he initially came in, you know, playing down the left-hand channel, counter-attacking, it did feel, maybe it was euphoria and I wasn't seeing it for what it was, but it did feel like there was more of an attacking emphasis. It feels like there's too much of a handbrake at Arteta up. And whatever way you look at it, the Premier League, you need to be on the front foot. Look at Leeds. With respect to Leeds, they have no right to be doing what they were doing at Ellen Road, but they fight. They had Pep Guardiola and all the millions that their players are worth and earn begging for a point because they're on the front foot. I have seen a loss is a loss, but I've seen teams work City, work Liverpool, work these sort of sides, and I don't see us do it. We've got a defeative mindset. You know, we're losing 3-0 and Salah scored, but we haven't seen why Salah is one of the best in the league. We've handed it on a plate, and for me, what tires me out is too often than not, I'm looking at Arsenal way before we talk about how good a team is or how good these players are. We're saying this player switched off, that player switched off, this set piece, that set piece, this, that, and the other. We defeat ourselves way before talking about the opponent, in my humble opinion. But took us some time, I guess, man. We should stop talking about Odegaard. You can if you want. He's been linked with the club, and we're here to speak about football. You can speak or not speak about what you want, but we're here to do that, man. I've never been convinced with Obo I'd sell for 30 mil. I hear that, but I mean, how can you not be convinced if the man literally was bleeding goals up until last time? I hear it, though. For everyone saying the link don't work, please try again. Hey, Jay, I said, BG, I told you about Obo a couple of years ago. It's sad, man, but Arsenal before any member of the club. Facts, I hear that, man. You know, there has been question marks. For me, it's just the fact that he's not scored. We all can concede that, you know, he's probably not good enough to build around centrally. When he's scoring, it's not an issue. It's been coming. You know, this drought has been coming, but it is what it is, man. Listen, I'm backing him all the way, man. We don't need Odegaard, Maddison instead. Odegaard cannot solve our creative issues. That's harsh. I think Odegaard and Maddison could, but Arteta is the only one that can solve our issues creatively. Because let's be real. Whatever you say about Aubameyang, whatever you say about Lacazette or Pepe, let's be real. If you're a defender in the Prem, you don't want to play against them. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm not saying they're scary. Let's be real. If you're a left back, you're a centre half, you don't want to play against them, man. On current form, you do. Everyone should fancy it, you know, especially like, you know, but you don't want to play against them. You should be thinking it's a long day at the office. Suddenly, when you're seeing Aubameyang chasing fullbacks, Lacazette is dropping into midfield, Pepe, when you're doubling up against him and he's receiving it on the halfway line from his fullback, bro, you're gonna fancy it. That's what I mean by we've tactically outdone ourselves way before we start talking about the opposition. Then you add in the slow build-up play, the rigidness, the predictability that we're gonna, it's Tierney or bust. It's Tierney or Saka on that left-hand side or bust. With exception, sometimes Saka is on the right-hand side, and with the exception that sometimes the Haaland boys will just make something happen. Odegaard is more of a passer than a creator. If you're a passer, you're a creator. So I don't really get the terminology, but fair play. What do you say about Oba not playing for the manager? I think he does. I think every player plays for the manager. I don't even think it's that. I just think they're just soft now, man. Some of these men can't do this thing. Please stop spamming. Questions are not going to get answered. You're just going to get rubbed out. Aaron, apologies, but you've got to get blocked, man. Please don't spam. You're ruining the base. Big up TLDG. I think Martin Odegaard over James Maddison because we have SMITH-ROWE who has similar attributes to James Maddison and who will only get better as he's young. We need a player like Martin Odegaard as he has vision and the needle passing that we need. To be fair to you, I hear it, but I'd expect that with any creative men we're needing. I wouldn't use that as a reason to say Maddison over Odegaard, even though I hear you. I just think they both should have that. I should need needle of the needle passing, either needle passing and whatnot. But I hear you though. We protected his value, DG. No, make it. But you should have showed Aubameyang that summer before giving him a deal. You made it. You died down. Let's do it. Is where it is, man. Get Oba sold. No work rate, and more importantly, no goals. I think the work rate is hard. You can't criticize Arteta for saying he's tracking back and not, look at it whether it's stupidity or not. I think his work rate is there. Fundamentally, he's not scoring goals. But David, you're not going to get anything for him. What are you going to get for him? And even that, you sell Aubameyang and Laka, now what? I'm not saying this to protect them, now what? Martinelli and Balogun, I'm not saying they can't do it, but it's a fallacy world. You're suddenly asking them, not that there's more experienced ones are doing it, but expecting it for 38 games, Then you're saying buy a striker. Where's this money for the strikers? Because you're not getting Martinez. The only way you're getting Martinez is like what Chelsea did with Lukaku, potentially pay more than the man's worth to make them say, all right, cool, we didn't want to sell a man, he's got to go. Or, Isaac has just signed a new deal. He's just getting a bit of clout, really, for no reason off the Euros. Are you going to grab him? Bearing in mind, we're a couple of weeks before. Again, if he was to sell Oba, man should have been doing this in the early days of pre-season. He's very reactive, and I just think it's nonsense for what it's worth. I don't think we're trying to sell him. Anything can happen, but yeah, man. Such is life. But I said the good thing with Oba being out is not actually him being out, because we don't advocate people being out and not having their health and all of these sort of things. But it just, for me, it forces Arteta to not use him on the left-hand side. He tries something else. I want Odegaard. I think we all do, man. Exactly. You wouldn't be able to sell him anyway. Those wages he's on pretty much price him out of most clubs. Plus Haaland will be available next year. Bro, this is it. Did you see the article that Arteta wasn't consulted about the documentary? No, I didn't. But bro, it's just nothing to do with Arteta, really. He's the manager. If the club but people above him want to get things done, but who is Arteta? Like, they want to get it done. That's what we're doing. Boom, hold it up. I don't want to sell man that are not getting replaced. Oba ain't done. Do you think Oba is overplayed? He might have to get his minutes managed now, bro. It's a different. I feel like a broken record, because when we signed Aubameyang, right, to that new deal, 3 years, right, there's certain things we should have considered. The first thing for me You start looking for a striker because he's not going to be here forever. He's here for the present. What I mean by that is what Aubameyang does now with the other people you could say that set Arsenal up for whatever. If you lot can help us get into the Champions League and consistently get there, then that obviously opens up the finances, and that, you know, we bring in better players, and the Sakas and Smith-Rowes and the long timers, them man, they really benefit from it. Aubameyang needs to help us now. We also, what I fail to understand at Arsenal is that players declining doesn't mean you're turning bad. Ronaldo has declined in comparison to Ronaldo. He's still different with it. You know, I think we have ran Aubameyang into the ground. He has overperformed in terms of goal scoring, and our luck has run out. And I also feel we didn't realize that potentially, no matter how, you know, living in Italy, being old and still running up and down in a footballing sense, however much stories you hear about he looks after himself, we need to consider it. You look at Leicester's Jamie Vardy, every year they kind of tweak how they're using him. We think this is still the Aubameyang of a few years ago. You know, we need to tweak certain things that he can't do now, he couldn't do, can he do now? Certain things that he could do in his sleep, he's not able to do. Like, it could, I want to see him used as more of a poacher, you know, in the center of the park. And if you're not going to do that, Arteta, stop using him to the level you're using and build a squad, because again, it looks like square pegs in round holes. I'm not as anti-Aubameyang left wing as most people, because he said he likes it himself. He scores a lot of goals. He does give us an option there, but it doesn't look good when he's freestyling. It looks like Laka's freestyling. It looks like there's no midfield and all of these things. So we should have considered this. We should have been looking for a striker. We should have considered that Aubameyang might decline. We should have considered that we've got to use him differently. You've got to, you know, and for me, I'm not being funny. Whatever you say about Aubameyang, whether you sell him or not, let's deal with the facts. As someone rightly said, you're going to struggle to move him on, right? So if he's going to be here, if he's going to captain, you might as well use him, and you might as well use him in a good way. You might as well double down on him. It's like what I said earlier about a 10. If we get Odegaard and he plays as a 10, you need to double down on it. You need runners in midfield. I mean, above him. You need runners in the final third. You need that midfield sorted, and you need that defense with the goalkeeper clarity in terms of playing out from the back. Double down on them. Don't half step. And I think that's what you've got to do when you're playing Aubameyang. Give the man service. Stop letting him do this just freestyling thing, because we haven't got time to waste, really. It's really mad, man. It's really, really mad. But you just see a lot of square pegs in round holes collectively throughout the whole of our team. So I'm not really surprised with a lot of the things I'm seeing, people. Really not. Please make sure you're here for the Brentford versus Arsenal watch along, folks. We got the 9 people who have hit the like button and whatnot on that. Where are we at for likes on this one as well? We're at 238. Can we scheme on 300 people? Keep that one moving. Not disagreeing. Sell Laka and keep Oba. We need dwell on the result of not past glories. Aubameyang is on his lowest low. Lacazette might not be the solution, but his involvement works better than Aubameyang. And I think even with that, I love Lacazette, but that's rose sticks. Half of these, not saying you truth, but half of these people that are gassing Lacazette, first half of the season, they were calling him a CDM, saying he's worthless and things, and all of these sort of things. I feel fans forget a lot, man. I know a week's a long time in football, because when Lacazette was the main guy, man saw his deficiencies, man. Teams do sell players, but there's got to be a bit of logic. You know, you need players that you need players that are sought after by clubs. You need to be able to sell, and there's a time to sell. Do you really back Arsenal even if they sell Aubameyang? Do you back them to bring in a striker before they've even, because we're going into the season without a backup goalie. Something happens to Leno today, touch wood, you remove Leno, and let's just say Aubameyang wasn't missing, Leno was missing in that report we read about Charles Watts. What's going on there? If you back them to bring in the striker, whose levels, you know, I know a lot of you will say Balogun, Martinelli, and I'm all with that, but I truly think a lot of you don't really understand youth development. You know, I think people are gassing a Balogun to a level unfairly that he's not. You ain't seen 10 games. I think people gas Martinelli to a level he's not. If you're expecting them to be the 20 league goal men, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying you're kind of being unrealistic, because they haven't at this moment in time showed it to you. I think when we remove emotion and use logic, we start reaching these conclusions. Anything on Madders, that one there seems to be done, man. Trust me, Lacazette, Turkey, Twerkazette, pardon my language. I'm not being disrespectful to Lacazette. I'm just highlighting our man just flip up this thing. But that's how football works, man. No, the fact the club couldn't win. You let Aubameyang, not everybody, because there's some fans, but the majority of the fan base, you let Aubameyang go. Oh, why'd you let him go? The ambition, this and that. They were screaming, oh, he's shown great ambition to stay. Now, man, and try and help Arsenal rebuild. Now a guy has stayed. Oh, he wanted money, he wanted a payoff. This is why I always say, specifically, when I talk about the 3 C's and in what I look for in a footballer, consistency, competence, confidence. I'd say confidence because fuck fans' opinions, pardon my language. It really annoys me. Fans flip-flop. To be fair, fans owe no loyalty. I'm not talking about the fans with common sense that, call things as they see. I'm talking about the illogical, the fans that live in the moment and just make wild statements. They will turn on you. That's why I need to see more of a siege mentality from the whole 25-man squad in our team, if I'm completely honest with you. Fans' love is conditional and subjective, man. They love you, hate you, and they love you the next day, man. Bro, let's be real. If Aubameyang's not scoring, he don't offer much, man. The link-up play is meaty. It's not as bad as people make out, but it's meaty. If Aubameyang's not scoring, it's tired. It's like Lacazette. If Lacazette's link-up play isn't working, he's not bringing nothing to the table. Simple as that. That's not a criticism. That's it. You're living a movie if you think Aubameyang's going to City, man. This ain't a FIFA thing. Bro, people saying Odegaard aren't creative. They're trying shit, man. Like, the stats might not be the problem. The man's clearly a creative player. Like, come on now. Like, let's just say he's not the creative man that you want or the creative man that you think is good enough. Like, to say the man isn't creative, it's nonsense, bro. Vlahovic, Jacob could be a very good signing for us, man. Would be up for that still. I said, miss your live streams, man. Need some FM stream therapy, my bro. When's the next drop? I could release it today. I could release it after the game today, to be fair to you. I could. Today, tomorrow, man, episode 2. But this is what I'm saying. We ain't sorted out right back. People ain't been moved on. You ain't got a backup goalie. But man are saying sell Aubameyang and have faith for bringing in a striker. When we needed to sell a striker anyways, man, with respect to Tammy, I rate Tammy, but man are bringing in Tammy and you lot will chat shit same way. It's not making sense, is it? We've left it too late, bro. Left it too late. If you lot trust the club to do this thing, fair play, man. But it is what it is. I hope Balogun will get a good season. I hope he gets a good season. I hope he just plays, bro. Like, I don't think he's been played enough. Like, I'm not saying man has to start every game, but I just felt last season towards the end, if we're really gearing up to use him this year, where we're kicking off later, he could have done with a 10-minute, a 5, a 20, an occasional start here, and just to see the levels, what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, what I thought I was good at, what I thought I was bad at, what I'm actually good at, where I need to develop, how quick do I need to develop? Because it's more so, it's not really ability. Ability makes it. It's speed of thought at these levels. That's why you see that's why I honestly think you look at Hudson-Odoi, you look at Nelson, they've got the ability. They've shown it, but their speed of thought, their decision makings are not quite there. That's why they're not there. Well, when you look at the other guys, they're there, and they might get there, but you get the point, man. I've only just gotten onto DG, but I have to say, my guy, you are the hardest working brother on YouTube. Real respect, appreciative. Not sure on that. I'm sure there's always somebody working harder than you, but I appreciate that. Means a lot, man. We haven't even spoken about Joe Willock, people. This is how crazy the footballing world is, but we got a couple bits and pieces to get over, man. And I appreciate everybody that is locked in, man. It means a lot. Who knows, Arsenal's very delicate in that we get the footballing world talking. We're at 267 likes. Come on, people. 500 odd of you locked in. How are we not at 300? Over 200 of you lot are lazy bastards. And I hope you bang your little toe. And I hope your boiler stops working. You get on fortunate high bills. Big up everyone who has hit the like button. May God bless you with, abundance of riches. May you find, I don't know, money in a pair of jeans you didn't know you had. May you just get random job offers and all of those sort of things, people. You want the blessings? Hit the like button, people. Simple as that. Sign Odegaard and give him a full season. I bet all you fellas will have nothing to complain about. He's going to be better than Maddison in a season and a half. But just as long as, for me, we sign a player and you give him everything to thrive. What annoys me about Arsenal, we'll sign him. Suddenly, there's no midfield runners. Suddenly, we're still playing the way we were playing last year. And then we're going to look at it like, why ain't Odegaard or whoever creating anything? Why aren't people scoring? Why aren't people creating? Why aren't people defending? Why aren't goalies catching? We're seeing it already, man. I don't mind Tammy, but yeah, man. A man said, are you live right now, bruv? Because I was just watching you and Curtis, and that's supposed to be live. it was live on Twitch yesterday. You know, it was premiered on YouTube, which shows it live in real time where you lot can watch in real time. So, yeah, man, I'm here. I'm here in the flesh, my guy. I'm here in the flesh. No worries about that. Don't worry about that. Shout out to Curtis for coming through as well yesterday. And shout out to everyone who's hit the like button. Shout out Curtis. Gonna re-upload my thingy as well. You know, I had Mo on my Twitch channel, Deludaguna on Twitch. If you haven't got that, I'm gonna upload that. I think I can't bring that out until 6 because I have to wait 24 hours contractually and whatnot. But that will be out. So like I said, it's a busy day. Watch along from 7:30 as well over here on YouTube. Grind not stop, man. I can't believe we actually need 2 forwards, and after Odegaard and the new keeper, who's next, bro? I think the forward thing, we got to part that off until next year. I think you just got to work with what you got this year, fix the spine, back up goalie. I know right back is dead, but could have looked for a right back, address the midfield of this team, and then move from there, man. Like my guy Jay said, over 500 of you, and you're not hitting the like button. Fix up, man. Make sure you're all subscribed and locked in tonight for the game. Appreciative. How close are we to getting Odegaard? Well, until you hear fee agreed, personal terms discussed, medical, you're not really close, but it seems like we're negotiating, and I shouldn't imagine there's too much of a problem, because I think indirectly, if he's been our target for the summer, there must have been a bit of toing and froing indirectly with the advisors. What are you looking at for personal terms? What sort of fee are Real Madrid looking at? You know, them sort of things there. Pardon me. DG is Ray Hudson 2.0. Hey, DG is DG 1.0. Respect that, but I'm my own man, broski. You get me? No one can be like this, knowledge like this, consistent like this, sexy like this. Come on, man. Chocolate darling business. One love for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. What have you said here? Big up DG. How's man hearing that they want to sell Aubameyang? Bro, we are a mess. Might as well have to play FM to teach this. Let's put it nicely, to teach Mikel how to manage car. How's Renaissance still here? Madness, but big up. Appreciate that, John. I wish I could teach you in it. Like I wish I could teach him. Sorry, I wish I could say something that could give you some sort of praise, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. To be fair, Renaissance loan to Turkey did break down in typical Arsenal fashion. I don't know how he signed for the club in the first place, but I hear you. Love for the super chat. And yeah, man, I need to move players away that need to be moved on. Like, I'm not saying Aubameyang doesn't need to be moved on or Joe doesn't need to be moved on, but a couple man are stealing a living, and you know me, I don't like to say that. I don't get it. Love for the super chat, though. To be fair, if we create more, should mean more goals, rather a new right back than a striker this season. I think a lot. Listen, for me, I just think we need to buy midfielders. I think you start creating chances, like you say, we start making certain things happen, man. Man said sexy like this is not wrong though. Hope you're a lady. If you do, you know, anyone's allowed to do what they want, but I hope you're a lady. But one love nonetheless. If you're not, it's a bit spooky and booky, but is what it is, man. Why are you guys buying Odegaard for 40 mil when you have Smith-Rowe? Doesn't make sense. Touch wood until Smith-Rowe gets injured, out of form, or something happens. It's a squad game. I know we've only got 40 games next year, but come on now. If you want to be Champions League, Europa League, historically us in the Europa League, there's enough games, you know. And to be fair with you, I love Smith-Rowe, but he doesn't deserve a free run at that spot. You know, he doesn't. It's not yours forever. As I said earlier, you got a target on your back. Your Arsenal's number 10. Arsenal should be a team that plays creative football. Their goals, we should be looking for creative players all the time. So a byproduct of that, we're always looking at players. And as much as I like Smith-Rowe, if you're not looking for someone that's an upgrade on Smith-Rowe or an upgrade on Saka in them positions, there's really no point buying them, really and truly. So he needs support, you know. He needs support, you know, because you always do this. And then when a man's playing and he's not performing and whatnot, you say, oh, he's not ready, he's this, he's that, he's this and the third. I'm not saying you say that. I'm just saying people fail to understand it's a squad game and there's lots of form. There's different little things that you could do. Yeah, man, whether it was Odegaard or someone else, I think we needed more creativity. And I think not too many people consider when you have one good creative player, they're going to play fucking amazing with other creative players. Like with respect to Villa, big up Villa, because Buendia would have played well with Grealish. But Grealish is amazing on his J's. How better are you going to see his creativity when he's linked up with Foden, when he's linking up with Kevin, when, you know, and all the rest of it? You know, we used to see it all the time at Arsenal when Alexis, Ozil, and Santi in particular all did their own thing. And Ramsey, to be fair, Ramsey always used. I was at the Emirates. It was them three. Ramsey always tried to involve himself and do things above his pay grade. But with the exception of that, you saw the play. You know, better players bring out the better in you, and I think the players relish that because there's less pressure. Stuff would look very different at City if there wasn't, you know, if Grealish was on his J's or there was just one Foden and there weren't this abundance of riches. You know, that's just what I believe, anyways, man. And it keeps Smith-Rowe on his toes, bro. Man can't, you know, man say these players get complacent and things, and then man get scared of of competition and things. As long as there's balance, it doesn't matter, man. Man said, I don't know about song. I don't know about song, but definitely Nasri. Our game tonight already feels like a must-win, not gonna lie, bro. You're not wrong in that it does, man. What else you lot saying, man? Big up everyone. DG got me out here in the USA using his slang. I told my homies the other day that he's moving beaky. Aye, man. DG Global, appreciate that. Odegaard, Aouar, and Maddison, we need two of them. Facts. What? The Maddison one's gone, man. Kyle, big up yourself, and he said it right. Too many average Joes sitting on big money. That's hard to move on. Facts. Facts. But you don't get here overnight. You don't assemble that squad overnight. You don't build a 25-man squad overnight. That's years of mismanagement. He has some mad self-confidence. You got to, bro. If I don't believe in myself, who the hell is? You know, to convince you lot to all believe in my YouTube channel and believe that I know what I'm talking about or provide some sort of value, I had to have the confidence to start my own YouTube channel. So that's good. And same way you lot could flip it. I've got to tell myself I'm not as good as I think I am. I'm never as bad as I think I am. There's a degree of humbleness and balance you have there, man. Give a healthy chance to Aziz. I don't quite think he's as ready as people make out, but he deserves opportunities, man. He's still very naive in the middle of the park. There'll be issues there. Let's refrain from calling Miguel Aziz things like says Fabregas, especially when I know you ain't watched him play for 90 minutes consistently. With respect, it's not getting at you. I just feel fans do this sort of BS, and then when they're not quite that, you know, they start turning on them. They're overrated. They're this, they're that, they're the third. Just let a man develop, man. Just let him do his thing, man. Simple as that. Say Mum's life, there's no Lacazette as well. I can't lie. If the Lacazette thing's true, you've got to go, man. I'm worried about Brentford. How is it that the size of the club as Arsenal is making me worried, bro? Because football doesn't matter about who's bigger, who's whatever. When we look at Brentford, they've got every reason to be excited. We've got every reason to be pessimistic. So we'll have to see. Let me see if this Lacazette thing's true. Why your name is deluded? You know better name. Facts, fair play. Your bitch definitely knows about me, bro. She loves the deluded. Like I said, if I had £1 for every one of them comments, I'd be a very rich man. But yeah, moving forward, Arsenal plan to offer. No, bro, man, not using it. I don't even believe that transfer rumor. Swear down, no luck is it? Then I got to see Project Martinelli then, man. You lot can't do this to me. Arsenal can't be doing this to me on the first day of the season. Let me confirm this. I think it's Corona, you know. My niggas in trouble. Pardon my language. Actually, it's a bit. If it wasn't like, boys, peak, people. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. 1 minute, 1 hour 13:40. Lacazette to miss game versus Brentford. Boy, scary, man. Scary stuff. Swear down, man. 1 sec, people. Let me get up the article. I need to go onto my other browser to go into the Athletics. So I'm just gonna read it because I can look at the thing myself. But man said Odegaard ain't moving any closer. Where is the article, man? This is what I hate about the Athletic. There's some real inconsistencies. Here we have it. Aubameyang and Lacazette will miss Arsenal's trip to Brentford. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Lacazette will miss Arsenal's opening game of the Premier League season tonight. The Athletic understands the Gabonese forward is not available for Friday's game against Brentford as he is unwell. As you don't know, Aubameyang played in all our games. Lacazette is also out. Hasn't actually specified no specific reason on Lacazette. No specific reason on Lacazette. I do hope, you know, and it could have been an opportunity for Eddie and Nketiah. You know, there'll be talk of Balogun and things. Me personally, Pepe, Martinelli, Saka should be your front lineup. That should be it. That is kind of what I would like to see in terms of long term, assuming no one else signs. That should be your lineup. So it hasn't specified anything in relation to why Lacazette is specifically missing this game. Nonetheless, he is, however, and I don't want to be speculative, but you know, is it Corona? Not said why these guys are missing. All of a sudden, both are missing, and you know, hopefully it's contained. But is it Corona? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to be insensitive and things like that. But that's what the Athletic said. Better Aziz than Odegaard allowed the youth to spread their wings early. They're two different positions, so it's not making sense, Peanut, man. And I do agree with the youth, but it's got to make sense. Eddie can't play up front. He's injured. He's not back until September. Martinelli's got an opportunity. Are you surprised that some of the more promising under-23s have not gone on loan as of yet? I mean, Tyrese John-Jones has gone out on loan. Matt Smith has gone out on loan. Who else are you looking at, man? Oh, I don't know why people hate, man. People hate because they ain't us, man. Not everyone can be secure and good-looking and have goals to move forward to, broski. Do you play EPL? I've just dropped a link in the chat regarding that, so please make sure you're taking that one in. Who you starting at right back today? Difficult one. I'd give it to Chambers / Maitland, man. But other than that, it's a myth. What else are you guys saying? I'm loving the engagement. Please make sure we're hitting the like button and setting our reminders for the watch along later today, folks. Just keep scrolling down. Gabby. I wouldn't start Balogun. Do you know what? They tried to buy him. So why not? The lad who went to Blackpool, played well against Middlesbrough, was there. Tyrese John-Jones. You know, he plays up front. He drops into the little tens. He did have a good game. I should do a loan report on him and whatnot, man. We'll have to see what happens, man. We really will. Scary, man. Can I also hit the dislike button? You can do what the hell you want, man. Nah, hit the dislike button if you want, man. Bit sneaky, but do your thing. Eddie's injured. Should play a young squad, or is the game too important? Bro, I don't. It's a myth, man. You know, for me, Martinelli through the middle. I don't know. You know, Martinelli's just come back from the Olympics. Saka's not too long returned, so I don't know if he'll go for that. I mean, Balogun, you got an opportunity, take it, innit? I don't think he should be written off after, you know, if he didn't have a good game and whatnot. But you've got an opportunity, take it if it comes, innit? Personally, be Martinelli for me. I don't know if we'll see Martinelli and Saka because of what we just said regarding their fitness, but anything's possible, man. He could play Pepe as a false nine, or we're going to see Smith-Rowe up there. Absolutely, man. I hope Balogun could announce himself if he plays today. Are you ready, DG? Is our team ready? Leave you to answer that. Like I said, I'm just accepting it for what it's worth, people, man. Nothing can surprise me, man. Well, it can, and let me not say that that's not the truth. Something can surprise me, but I just accept things at face value, not really put expectations, not put hope, and not put my own predictions of a player on there. Lacazette is out of it as well, so he's not going to play up top. But William, that's a shout there, man. Top 6 or Arteta out. Captain Price, fair play. William, false 9 incoming. Boy. I actually haven't done a Brentford versus Arsenal preview, so I've offered some opinions, so I might as well do that as well, folks, man, very quickly for you guys. We actually haven't even got into Joe Willock, so let's cover this because this is the longest for me, the longest part of it all, people. So yeah, man, if I share my screen with you guys very quickly, you know, Brentford, when I think of Arsenal versus Brentford, better yet, Brentford versus Arsenal, apologies for getting it wrong, they're going to be buzzing. It's the moment they've dreamt for. It's the moment they worked all championship season for. It's to see it, you know, they've got to the playoffs and not quite gone over it. They got to the promised land. And I think, pardon me, Brentford will be buzzing. Their fans are back in the ground at a day and age where fans haven't been, you know, full capacity at grounds or at football matches for a while. It's the first Premier League game at their new stadium. It's first game at their new stadium. That's a levels game. They're playing Arsenal. There's every reason for their players to be buzzing. For their strikers, you're playing a naive defense. You should be relishing it. You know, when I think of Brentford, I think of a forward-thinking club. I think of a club that's able to play 4-3-3, 3-5-2. I think of players that, and a manager that, I think of resilience because they show great resilience. You know, I think there was a great game. They ultimately lost to Stoke. It was either 4-3 or 3-2, but they came back. You know, they score a lot of goals. When you look at some of their players and their journeys, they've had a lot of resilience. Like it wasn't a conventional route into the game for as a manager for their manager. You know, Pinnock's had a while. You know, Ivan Toney's been let go from Newcastle and had to rebuild himself. And there's plenty of other options. Guys, spam DG to tell him to see Fabrizio News. We spoke about Fabrizio. We don't need to spam. Unfortunately, you're blocked now because we don't advocate that. I don't know what kind of... Don't let man like that lead you into a madness, people, because you end up getting blocked. And then that's it for the DG Nation. Don't let them lead you into a madness, people. What I expect from Brentford, I expect a high press, somewhat high risk. That's how they play. It's our first real away game that we played in for a while. So the lads are going to have to get with it. As I said earlier, it gives me vibes of that first game we played recently when Sheffield United came back up into the league. So yeah, man, I've got nothing but admiration for Brentford. They achieve history. I see togetherness with them. They're fighters, people, you know. I think they were 11th in October. These are just some random notes. Again, they were 11th in October and they've got promoted, finishing third. They got to their first semi-final of the Cat Yarabel Cup last season as well. At some point last season, I think they went on an unbeaten run as well. So they're a quality team. As I said, they can play a 3-5-2. They can play a 4-3-3 and variations of it. I think their options and their ability at right back is an area to get at. I like Pinnock and Jenison, but I do think some of these players, quote unquote, look championship standard and have an inability to focus. I think for a lot of you, I think a lot of you obviously saw, how do I make it make sense? You saw even in the playoff against Swansea how there was moments where Brentford could have went down and whatnot. And that's not how I even spell Brentford, but yeah, that's how it is anyways. None of their players have had it easy. Like I said, they've had an unconventional route into the game. You know, they scored 12 more goals than Watford. You know, they finished third. So that's something to worry about. They are collective. They kept 17 clean sheets last season. Last season, out of 46 games, 24 wins, 15 draws, and 7 defeats. They are a good team. My message to the Arsenal players in this regard would be, listen, this is the chance to right your wrongs. Are you not personally embarrassed of the season that you lot are part of year in, year out? Do you not take this failure seriously? Do you not want to seize your own legacy? Do you not just want a feeling of accomplishment, working on something in August, going over to May and seeing that it's hit the ground running? I don't know. You know, all eyes are on us. The world wants Brentford to win. Same way when Leeds played their first game in the Premier League, the world wanted Leeds to win. Turn up and spell the party. Do not get swallowed under. Do not get eaten alive. If your mentality is not there, you're going to get savaged. Your manager told us pre-season. Now we can see it. Now, this would have been my lineup, people. As you lot know, there was some, obviously, you've seen Aubameyang and Lacazette apparently are not going to play a part. Now, for me, that only means one thing changes. And that means Martinelli comes into the team. For me personally, I'm going Leno, Callum Chambers, Ben White, Marie, you're on the serious review. Tierney, Lokonga and Partey get in there for me. You know, if Xhaka's fit, then it is what it is. But I'd rather, a man said Partey. I just remember that man's injured. Apologies, people. That would be my best team. But Lokonga and Xhaka would be in the pivot for me. You've got Smith-Rowe in the 10, and as I said, the front three remains itself. I'm not going to lie. There is enough there to beat Brentford or put in a shift. I'm not going to be harsh to Brentford, but you'd rather miss Aubameyang and Lacazette for whatever reason against them, regardless of their form, than against the European champions, Chelsea, or against, you know, Manchester City, the Premier League champions. And for me, I hope pre-season you lot took it seriously and didn't think you could just turn up when the season starts and make something happen, because you're playing 3 champions back to back to back to back. You know, it's not making sense. You're playing them back to back to back. You're playing a very experienced and street smart side. You do not get out of the championship if you're not street smart. They have got individual quality. They do play exciting football. We all know about Ivan Toney and Babu in Mabu or something like that. I can't pronounce his name. Forgive me for mispronunciations. They've got quality. Sergio Canos. They've got, you know, I like Pinnock. They've got players that are good. You know, they've worked very hard. They're a very street smart team, and especially for their attackers, I would be relishing this defense. Because Leno is shaky. Chambers isn't an out-and-out fullback. Ben White has just signed for the club. Marie looks like he can get got out. And Tierney's not invincible. Every team, Tony, Lukaku, City strikers, they should be relishing you. So you lot need to be prepared for a dogfight week in, week out now. If you're not with it, tell Arteta and leave the club, because it's not, you know, we can't do anything other than that, really and truly. So, yeah, man, that's where I'm getting at. In relation to a score prediction, I'm going to go 2 on Arsenal, but boy, it's crazy. We'll have to see what happens, really. We'll actually have to see what happens, because it's scary, man. Joe Willock's also left Arsenal, and we'll get into that as well. We need to cover that. So, yeah, what else are you saying? Laka isn't being played so he don't get injured because he's going Barca or Roma, hopefully. Did you spam them? No, you didn't spam. You're good, you're good, you're good. We literally spoke about that, bro. As stated, Partey is out tonight. I don't mind about us getting Odegaard. We're getting a steal for 34 million, but we still need a right back, goalkeeper, and another midfielder. Boy. Getting Odegaard is not good enough. In isolation, it's not enough, Chris. It's scary not having strikers. DG, you're a very talented presenter. You know how to fill dead air as well. Most YouTubers are just like, and so I appreciate that, man. Fabrizio posted a new tweet, nothing mad though. I think, hey, Zane, you're the first guy to just calm it down, just move calm. Like everyone's like, he said something, he blinked. Oh my God, let's go and react to it. Let me see what he said, man. He spoke about killing Mbappe. I mean, he said Odegaard would love to rejoin Arsenal. He was really happy during his loan spell last season, and he's waiting for an Arsenal bid to be accepted by Real Madrid once the green light arrives. Odegaard has a great relation with Arteta and board members too. So it's not really nothing we didn't know, but it is an update nonetheless, as you said. So there you have it. Messi player. I'm going with 2-1 Arsenal. Personally. So yeah, it is what it is in that regards. Man, them get hella excited, Zane. Hella excited, bro. Hella excited. I understand it, especially as an Arsenal fan, because we see exciting transfers and we're not really involved in. But it's like, bro, calm the hell down, bro. Relax. Let's quickly speak about Joe Willock as well, because, you know, again, I think he's been lost in and amongst the news of, you know, Aubameyang and Lacazette not being involved. Obviously, it looks like Odegaard is signing, you know. I think we've thrown off task. Now, it hasn't officially, to my knowledge, been confirmed on Arsenal.com, but Joe Willock actually has left Arsenal, because when we look at it, you know, Joe Willock's finalising his £25 million move. We know there was personal terms. We know he's at their ground having a medical. We know a fee was the first thing to be agreed. And this was actually he needed to be registered by noon, which was an hour and 14 minutes ago, to play against West Ham. Whether that's actually come true or not is another thing. I don't know, but it is what it is, people. The latest with Joe, he arrived at Newcastle United training ground to complete his medical and finalise his transfer from Arsenal. The attacking midfielder could train with the squad on Friday, and Newcastle are trying to complete a deal by noon and have him registered for their Premier League opener against West Ham live on Sky Sports. As you know, they agreed a fee of 25 million plus add-ons, you know, and obviously it's a 6-year deal he's apparently signed. But if we look at away from that and look at what Steve Bruce has said, I think we're frozen. Oh, what's going on here? Apologies, folks. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, if we look at what Steve Bruce himself has said, I think, yeah, Steve Bruce kind of indirectly spoke about him in his press conference. Joe Willock's role this weekend and views on other transfer business. Steve Bruce says he's hoping to land Joe Willock his debut against. He's hoping to hand, Joe Willock his debut against West Ham on Sunday. We all know he's arrived on the ground. He said, I knew Mikel would want to look at him in pre-season, so we knew we'd have to be patient. We explored the loan option, but when that couldn't happen, we knew we had to buy him, which is fantastic. So fair play, we had to be patient. To be fair to my bosses, they always said if Joe becomes available, we will try to buy him. Where else would you sign a 21-year-old who has scored 7 goals on the trot? 21-year-old who scored 7 goals on the trot. We want to see where he is and where he's up to. It's been a hectic few days. We have to get him registered by 12 p.m. and we hope he can play against West Ham. Let's not forget we have him for 6 years now, which is great. Facts. And Steve Bruce ain't going to be there for 6 years, but it's a big signing for Newcastle. Let's hope he can go and become a Newcastle legend, man. You know, except to sign him, you know, again, I must admit, they're probably waiting for Newcastle to formally announce him, and then he will get his thank you for service at Arsenal thing. So he's been praised. You know, he's undergone his medical. I don't know if they've actually registered him, because when they announce it and when they've registered him are two different things. They probably have registered him, and now he's taking his shirts and whatnot in the pictures and doing his interviews and them things. But I wish Joe the best, man. You know, it couldn't have worked out for you at Arsenal. Go and develop. You're out of your comfort zone. You're out of a club, the only club you've known as a footballer. Go and develop. You showed more in those 7 or so games at Newcastle than you showed in an Arsenal shirt to the whole footballing world, not Arsenal fans. So go and realize your ambitions. Go and grow outside your comfort zone. Go and actually, there's still a lot of question marks, because I know you can score goals, but some of the goals, your influence over the 90 minutes, I'm not really convinced about. I know when the game is open, you've got the box to box, but what when the game isn't there? Obviously, if you're going to become a goal-scoring midfielder, what else are you going to bring to the table apart from goals? Because what you don't want to see is what's happened with Bruno, what happens kind of with Dele, is that your good games are kind of correlated, to if you're scoring or not. And that's always dangerous as a midfielder. Your IQ is always going to suffer. On that, people have him down as a goal-scoring midfielder. I do too. He's the most sort of thing you could say that is at Arsenal, or was at Arsenal. But how can he show that over a full season? And obviously the chance to play on a regular basis, the chance to play under a manager who rates you, for me, higher than Arteta, because he, you know, what other man, if you're Newcastle and you had the season you did last year, fighting relegation and that, are you really going to wait on a 21-year-old if he's acting, or are you not going to pursue other targets? You know, not many managers would do that. So that would make me feel good. You know, I'd be a bit pissed off if I was Joe or Steve Bruce that this couldn't happen earlier as well, because you know, it was going to happen. For Joe, go and do your thing. You know, I don't mind the fee we've got, the sell-on clause. Obviously, if he develops, it looks like pennies on the pounds. But good luck to Joe. Go and do your thing, man. Simple as that, short and sweet. Good luck to Joe Willock. One love for being an Arsenal footballer. And it's a shame it couldn't have worked out here. But go and do your thing and go and prove Arteta and Arsenal wrong. But on that, forget them. You know, you just need to prove to Newcastle, because they don't care that you're hailing. They've spent big money on you. Spent big money. They've given you a big deal. Prove that you deserve it. Simple as that. And that's better than occasionally playing that you was going to get at Arsenal. So yeah, good luck to Joe, man. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and all of these sort of things as well, folks. Yeah, man, that's him. Where are we at for likes and all of them things here? 403 likes, people. We can do better, though. What better qualities does Odegaard have as opposed to Willock? It's definitely not more goals, something that the team lacks. I'll let you do your own research and draw your own conclusions, you know, on that one. What about Maddison? Maddison's gone, man. That one there is gone. Everyone's disrespecting Odegaard, but in my opinion, he and Maddison are on the same level. Maddison might be slightly better, but still, fact. I don't know what I'm going for William Broski. Something is fishy about that Laka and Aubameyang unavailability. I agree, Morgan. There's more than meets the eye, but we might see on the basis of after the game something might happen. Appreciate that, my guy. Much love from South Africa. We are winning tonight. We play better away, and we are a beater side. Once we sign Odegaard, we will be more determined to achieve and win something. We are winning 3-1 tonight. Hope to be true, man. Oba and Lacazette out might be a blessing in disguise, if I'm honest. Hopefully other players step up to the table and step up to the plate and whatnot. I hope so. Heard Bayern want Bellerin. Someone might be pulling your leg, my guy. DG, would you play Pepe up front or unleash Balogun? I mean, Pepe's played as a striker, so it's something to consider. But I would play Martinelli, Saka, Pepe. That would be my front line. I'd more give Balogun a chance because you can always hook him after half time. You know, you can always hook him after 45 minutes. You can't really, at some point, you can't be collecting people, man. Protecting, sorry. Do you think Ainsley Maitland-Niles will ever get another chance? I mean, if he wants to be right back, do his thing. If not, it's a myth. Yeah, Willock bagged goals, but nobody's talking about his lacking areas like vision, positioning, or the fact he was a super sub for much of his purple patch at Newcastle, because it doesn't, it's not to criticize him, but it doesn't look like, you know, it's not, people don't like that narrative. It sounds better just to say Arsenal sold someone who bagged 7 in 7 and has got the record. Can we move towards 500 likes, people? Keep that up. Odegaard is a baller, proper 10. Right. Good opinions. Tavares as right back. Nah. Apparently Bayern want a swap deal, Bellerin for Taliscio. Make it happen, but boy, it's terrible, man. Odegaard is such bad business. Khaled, that's not true, man. Got a bit more thingy, man. Up front, looking duller tonight. To be fair, Aubameyang and Lacazette have looked kind of sluggish. You could say it's looking a bit better with the enthusiastic Saka, with the enthusiastic Martinelli, potentially with Pepe as well, pardon me, and maybe a little Balogun. But you, man, are right. It could be a false 9 Willian thing. Crossing hella 6 foot, 7 foot crosses into the box for the 5 foot odd Willian. Crazy. I would have preferred Maddison just because it's not really from a footballing reason. I'm cushy with either one. For me as a fan, of course, Arsenal 60 million odd on Maddison and things. It sounds a bit good. It sounds better. It feels better. It feels like we're trying to do this thing. Odegaard doesn't feel underwhelming to me through any fault of his own. It's just the fact that, yeah, he's been here before. It's not like signing a new player, but on ability, I'm happy with either one. I would have loved Maddison. I like his X factor. I think, you know, I've spoken about it already and I keep repeating myself. Odegaard's got a lot of qualities. The young front three would give Brentford headaches. The man said a bit behind, but it's a bit spooky and beaky. Trust. I mean, you get me? I've done the research you've asked and can't find anything which justifies the hype of Odegaard. Like I said, if he's so good, Madrid wouldn't sell him. Well, if that's what you believe, then do you take it? Like, I can't tell you what to think. I think that's a dull way of looking at it. The man's pushing his way out. I think Odegaard is clearly a better player in midfield than Joe Willock, especially when we're talking about that way. I know Joe's got goals, but like he said, with the purple patch. But if you think Odegaard's overrated, if you think Joe is better than him, I'm not telling you lot what to think. I'm telling you two things. So if that's genuinely what you think, fair play. Willian might get a header or two if he climbs on top of his weekly wage. That he done his. He didn't deserve that, man. He didn't deserve that. Gio, he didn't deserve that, man. That was a good one still. With 600 plus people, we should have 500 likes by now, guys. Tell them if this was Twitch, them and they would have done it, man. I told you, look, I prefer the Twitch gang already. Make sure you're following on Twitch to really good. You don't want to miss some of those live streams and that. I'm excited for Martinelli to play. These young players at least show heart. Fact. Big up my Jamaicans out there. Bless up DG, Jamaican Gooner from the States. Not liking what Arsenal are doing in the transfer market. Let's wait to the end. Technically, we are top of the table. The only way is down. Smash the likes. I love the enthusiasm. And I hope that stays come 90. You know, for me, I'm just taking weeks as it comes. Let's deal with Brentford and the things that scare me about Brentford. Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea team. I mean, can we play them every week? We're all right against Chelsea, but away from that, Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea team are scary anyways. Lukaku's scary anyways. Both of them together are scary. The fact that there's them two factors playing against our club is scary. European champions and all of that. Let's deal with that next week. The week after that, if it is City, we'll deal with them, man, next week. I'm just living week to week now, because when I was doing that, we need to take X amount of points so we can get into the December period. I didn't think these players in this club was of the same token. So for me not to get angry, for me to keep my sanity, I just have to accept it. Not accept it, but take them at face value. You know, you lot can only surprise me. You know, if you lot play, I'll always say if we played good or bad, but the only way is up because I don't have any expectations of you lot, because the minimum expectations I wanted at this football club and I wanted from the manager, from the club, from the players, I can't see it. So it's like at some point I have to control myself. I'm giving myself a headache and I'm looking for you lot to take paracetamol and clear it. It's not going to work, is it? It's a good thing Partey's not playing today, though, because, you know, I think the stadium's next to a motorway and, you know, Partey can't keep it down. Don't want no one to get hurt, man. First time in my life I ain't hyped for the first day of the season. No cap. Wait. It's a mad one. Oh, Lukaku debuting against Marie. Bro, he's going to... Bro, do you know what it is? Ben White's a good defender, but I think Ben White's going to be the casualty purely because I see him pulling into that left-hand channel. You know when Lukaku rolls you, he just gives you the arm. Like the thing with Lukaku, when he gets it, he's not quick. Well, he is quick, but he's not quick. But you see when he's like an American footballer when he's in that stride, and that's what scares me. I just can't see these lot doing nothing, man. We're actually dusted, no goal threat at all today. Well, really, you know, Lacazette ain't really a goal threat, and Aubameyang ain't been. I think we still have one with Pepe, Saka, and Martinelli. I'm arguably more happy to see them three, really. I'm actually if anything, I'm more a bit optimistic because to a degree, Brentford's plans got to have gone out the window now. They probably was planning for, which probably would have happened, is probably Lacazette through the middle, Aubameyang off the left-hand side. Everyone has counted us out. Arsenal performed best when counted out. When did we perform best when counted out? On occasion against United, against Chelsea, a couple times in the Europa League, a couple times in the occasional FA Cup. It's tired, man. Count ourselves out. For every example like that, there's times where nobody's counted you out. They've had expectation and you've bottled it. So, man, Loud and Mighty Ducks thing, man. The Disney Channel thing. It ain't one of them, bro. These man ain't got it in them. FM content. But if you lot want me to upload that after the watch along, I'll let it go, man. But you're looking at probably 10 p.m. today or some ish like that. Something mad. Good opinions coming, though. Oba, Martinez, Willock, Odegaard, no brainer. Is Odegaard joining Arsenal? It could be. Exactly, DG. Fans causing some of their own suffering by having unreasonable expectations at this point. Take a breath and take a step back. Regain your well-being, everyone. Facts, man. You know, I'd rather the young players because at least they give you a bit of encouragement. You could say, all right, cool. They can learn they can learn from their mistakes. And, you know, I would be keen to see Balogun start because, you know, you can tell, man, you're part of this Premier League thing until you're blue in the face. But he needs to play. If he has a one-on-one, he misses. The other team go up and score. You're going to hear about it. He needs to learn from that. He's going to think about that chance. These are the things they need to, man. Hey, Peanut, leave me alone, man. I get it, bro. I'll be real with you. I like Odegaard. I don't care enough to speak about him. I like Joe. I don't give a shit about Joe to speak about him like that with respect. You know, like, I'm not doing Odegaard versus Joe, man. Like, I don't care enough. DG, it's not that I rate Willock over Odegaard, vice versa. It's the lack of ambition Arsenal have. They're not improving the squad from last season. Odegaard signing improves that. Fair enough, man. Much love, DG. Always enjoying the show. Still remember the wise words saying Odegaard over Maddison. But I take Richarlison from Everton. The boy knows something. Your thoughts on the game tonight? Thoughts on the game tonight? Arsenal against the world. You know, the world would love to see Brentford win. I mean, Arsenal, we've got that luxury for whatever reason in that no one's got any expectations on us. It's still going to spread like wildfire and trend online if we lose, you know. So it's the world against us. It kind of shows the polarizing opinions of football fans, you know, new season Arsenal fans. It's not that we're pessimistic. It's not that we're not optimistic. It's like you've been beaten up so many times, so you're quite wary about saying anything. And Brentford, for every reason, they should be optimistic for obvious reasons. They've been promoted and whatnot. You're not giving me a heart attack, Peanut, man. It's just, bro, Joe Willock, Odegaard, fam. Like, come on now. I rate Odegaard, but come on now. Joe Willock, come on now. Like, bro, we're hearing Aubameyang's not about, Lacazzette's not about, still looking for new talent and things like that. It's a myth. New FM stream. Saturday's tight. Sunday, I'm kicking ball. Could be a Sunday thing. You know what? Monday. Who finishes higher? Liverpool, United. I'd say Liverpool keep their players fit. I think United. personally. I am doing Fantasy League and I dropped it in the chat. Let me make sure I drop that one more time for you lot. I'll copy the link because I know some of you say the link don't work, bro. So that's the first one. It says share, copy, email, text. Fair play. This is the next one. So yeah, it's in the live chat. This is what you guys need. Join the FPL League and you got everything you need there, man. Bro, you man are on me. Tommy Gunn is there, bro. It's there, bro. It's there. You know what? Straight after this, I'm going to do a separate vid telling everyone it's there. You miss out, you miss out. If you was in it last year, it's renewed. Pin the comment. Fair play. Hey, I've got a comment pin, man. But fair play. Let's pin it. Everything's delayed on the stream manager, so you can't actually, you just have to wait for it to come across. You have to see. All right, we're flirting with 500 likes though, man. 475. What's all this about? There's 625 of you locked in. You're doing the guy dirty yet again, man. What's all of this about? Well, go on, DG. Not peeped your show in a while. Caught COVID on the weekend. It's dead out. Are you more shook or excited for tonight? First things first. Hope you get over the COVID stuff. You know, first things first. Wishing you good health. Second of all, it's a weird one because I'm shook and I'm excited. I'm neither shook nor excited. I feel a bit of anxiety, but then I feel a bit of let's just get this over and done with. Then I feel a bit happy. I won't say I feel confident. I feel optimistic. I feel excited, but I don't feel excited. I don't know really where I am, man. And I think that's because of how we've been moving as a club. If you give me reasons to be optimistic, I'll be optimistic. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Apart from that, it's a myth. 13 away from 500. Come on, people. Bro, so I see bare people got names like that. Sambi on eyes. I saw, what was it? Edison and Headers or something like that. Let me go and look actually, man. I see some mad team names with a couple of them. Some mad team. Let me actually go look at the league. I see, is it Edison and Volleys or something like that? There were some mad ones, man. Let me go and look. Let me look. You can't be serious. Someone just said give up in a month FC. Ain't Yotta Clue. Saw Loiza. Edison and Volleys. Someone said finding Timo. Bro, how do you man even just sit down and just think about this? Let me go find some more. Some of you got some mad ones. Game of Stones, Crepes, LACAZETTE, Willie or Willock. Some of you are tired as hell, bro. You lot kill me. Free hot man said free hush puppy, bro. Sambi on ice. Throw Tether FC. Tories are wankers. I rate it. I respect it. Someone just said Jamrock FC. You like kill me, bro. You like kill me with some of these names. The money team. We like to party. One more chance. Show me the Tony. Control Alt Delight. You lot are lit, man. You lot are lit, man. You lot are lit. I didn't even think 419ers. Strictly Vibes FC, bro. You lot, I'll be here all day, bro. You lot kill me, man. You lot kill me. If they are about to miss the game, I hope he starts Balogun. Man's having mixed emotions. That's it. Just bare mixed emotions, Derek, man. Like, bro, what can I? Because I'm seeing a mixed bag with our team. So I'm going to get mixed emotions. Like, I don't think I can. Listen, if you're optimistic, I can't tell you not to be. We should be more optimistic. I am somewhat optimistic, as I said, and I've done a video about it. But as I said in the vid, admittedly, my optimism, is blind optimism. There's not really a tangible reason that I'm searching for to be optimistic. I can't just write off the slate clean with some of these players because we tried to give them that luxury time ago. I'm not really convinced with what I'm seeing with the gaffer, but some part of me does believe in him. I'm seeing inconsistencies in pre-season. I'm not talking about the result. I'm talking about what we're doing from start to finish. It's like last season, I found myself, what was it, November, I found myself saying, you know, that was the definition of insanity because you saw a tired preseason from all aspects like now, and then we saw a mess of a year to follow. So I hope to be wrong, but it's like I don't know where I'm at really. I can't lie to you. Honest to God, I don't know where I'm at. It's crazy, man. And I said Lukaku versus under 15s, bro. It's a madness, man. Since when did man rate Willock like this? I don't know, bro. The Arsenal are back again, expecting a convincing win. Noah, by God's grace, man. Chris has said, I'm hoping Martinelli gets his chance and shows Arteta he was wrong. Trust. DG in. Hey, you lot were saying that, and on Football Manager, when I slapped Aubameyang left wing, you were saying DG out, and then when we won, you said DG in again. Do you think we have a chance to sign Auer as well? You always have a chance, but boy. Kind of nervous to join the league and just run the table on all of you lot. But I'm probably going to come last. I always forget about it in a month. Some of you lot are too sick with it, man. You always catch these players that are in purple patches. It goes against all logic, man. I can't do it, man. Big up DG. Hit a like. Loving your content, bro. Kieran, appreciate that. Get the likes up. You're predicting 1-1. Boy. I think this is the season Arsenal fans reach breaking point, emulating Man United serious protest, bro. Anything that gets us playing better, man. I don't know for no easy win, but I hope it to be the case, man. It's up to these players to gain our respect and our trust back. We support now. They need to stand up and be counted. Facts. That's it, man. What happened to your friendly against Rance? Allegedly, Rance cancelled. So you lot need to take that with him. Big up Rance, though. I don't know why. I don't know how. I assume. I don't know. But yeah, I was looking forward to it still. I'm good, Jack Green, and I hope you are as well. Who do you think is going to be the league's top goal scorer? I'd say my money would be on Salah, Kane, when he gets to playing. You know, Lukaku's got to be up there now. By God's grace, Aubameyang's back up there. So I would say them, man. I think this is Pepe's game to shine. Well, he shined on the last day of the season, Tyler. Hopefully he hits the ground running once again. I hope to be. Lukaku, for me, you know, CFC, no surprises there, is going to say that. Don't know why, but I think Arsenal can get top 4 for some reason. Arsenal top 4 is not impossible for Arsenal. It's impossible for these players because they don't want it enough. They're not consistent enough. Mentally, they psych themselves out. As I said, they defeat teams. They defeat themselves before the teams defeat them. Innit? I'd go with Martinelli, but I would love Balogun to get an opportunity. He has looked good in pre-season. He has worked hard, and it would be deserved. And it will be good for me because he will see what the Premier League's about, you know. You're not wrapped in cotton wool. If you're not doing the job, there's an issue. And obviously, he's playing a street smart team in Brentford, been around the block, very experienced defenders, physically good defensive setup. So he's going to have to think. He's going to have to change up things. You can't rely on what you was relying on in the 23s or what you might be relying on even against Dundalk and that. It'll be a good team to play, a team that wants it, a game that means something. So I would say that, man. So it is what it is. Man said Aziz minutes at right back. I would love to see Lokonga start. DG in, Arteta out. Hey, man, I don't think I'm ready for management, but, you know, if you can incorporate me into something, why not? We're at 504 likes, people. I appreciate that. As I said, please make sure you have to watch along later. I think I have a couple bits of content to come online again today as well. You know, you'll get them. So, yeah, it is what it is, people, man. But on that note, it's lunchtime for me. I'm going to go and get some lunch. We've been here for close to 2 hours and the content isn't going to stop. We're going to go again and again and again. Got some other watch-alongs to come through. Watch-along on 7:30. Got some other content to come through. Like I said, 6 p.m. rerun of the Mo one. And I've got a couple other bits and pieces. So, yeah, content's not going to stop, people. It's a busy day, man. So I've got to keep it short and sweet. As short as sweet as I can, people. So, yeah, man, I'll catch you lot in a piece, man. On that note, though, I'm out, folks.
Against this right back, Charlie.